caught me working with some of my modern day equipment. Huh? I don't care if it is 60 years old. A 4010 John Deere is a modern day farm tractor, especially since it's got this turbo diesel in it. 225 horse. All right. Hey, before I get into anything else after grinding that corn, I figured a lot of fellas was right anxious to see some of the old pulling tractors. So I'll just give a quick view in the shed, but there will come later on in the fall when I get more time, a bunch of in-depth videos about some of the tractors and some of my experiences at the pulls that some of you may find interesting. All right. I got one of the doors half open here. This is back into Deere Power 1. Got a little note on the seat there people like to see. Got some engine blocks and some old engines sitting around here. This is not, well, not the Delaware E-feeder, because it's not the Delaware either. It is a true to life replica of it. This is the original hood that he first ran way back in, I guess, 77, 76, 77, around in there. And the rest of the tractor we built to match. It's gonna be tough to get up in here. We got them packed in here like sardines. But this is Deere Power over on this side. This is exactly how he was set up, like back in 1976, 77. Like I said, if you want to see a more in-depth video on it, I can give you a link to our other channel, the Southern Maryland Maniacs channel. Anyway, this isn't going to be a real in-depth video, but I want to give you an idea what's in here. This Farmall 300 is turbo and 4-barrel carb steel main caps, a girdle, external oiling system, and he turns a few RPMs. Runs pretty good. This old 1010. This is a 1010 John Deere. Son David pulls. I'm going to do a video on how we put that engine together, and I built that injection pump. Did quite a bit of work to that. Anyhow, over here on this other side, this is Buckshot, the 5020 that I ran the Pro Stock class many moons ago. Anyhow, and had a lot of fun with it. Didn't spend hardly any money. Got your big Mack truck injection pump on there, Mack injectors, and homemade water injection and fuel pump. And let me go around this side. Had one of the first ones around that was running port injection. Of course, I guess they've kind of sort of got away from port injection now, but I don't know. It worked real well for it back in the day. Made that manifold up. I was running 50/20 naturally aspirated rods in it, as they were quite a bit longer and had a smaller wrist pin. So I made some bushings to adapt the 619 pistons to it, and you had to shave, I don't know, 1/4 inch or so off the top of the pistons, remachined the bowl and everything. But it made it run good with them long rods in there, I tell you right now. All right, this is, I know it looks odd to have a red one in here, and we're concerned about it. We really are. We want to get rid of it. It is for sale. We didn't mean to end up with a red one, but it was given to us by the guy that could never get it running right, and we kind of, the boys redid the whole thing, and it runs good. This is my other son Matthew's 1010 with gas engine in it. That is like a 2010 block gas, and it run right decent for what it is, and never could keep coolant out of the cylinders after the run though. So I don't know, we're probably just gonna run it on alcohol, or at least on E85 with a dry block, and see how that does. I want to show you this truck. This here truck. Pardon the bird decorations on the hood of these things. Just ignore those. Anyhow, I made that hood scoop myself out of a hood of a 68 Impala. And I don't know. Thought it looked pretty neat. Anyway, under here, you can't hardly see it, but I built this in. This was my first truck I bought when I was a kid in high school. And I built this engine way back, twin turbocharged big block. Not for racing, mind you, just for driving around looking cool. And the turbos come out of a junkyard off a 4430 John Deere. Each one came off, two of them. And the only thing I bought for the setup was the Gale Banks box, because I just got tired of it taking so long and having to build everything, so I bought the box. So anyhow, that's that. We can look at that sometime. And here's hazardous material. John Deere 70. You've seen some videos of that, I'm sure, on YouTube. It's turbocharged. He'll turn in about 3,500, 3,600 RPMs. And back when he was fresh, he was going up the track right good. We have what is left of, this is a John Deere M I built for, well, I helped my sons build. David, when he was like 9 years old, he bought this from his uncle for $50, and we worked on the engine. I had it up to, see, it's stock, it's 98 cubic inches. We got 234 cubic inches out of it. Machined out the cylinders with a hole saw. And put some sleeves in it from a 619 John Deere, and had some airplane pistons, and cut the rods and made them longer and put the right end on them to, well, we had the crank stroke to like 5 5/8 or something like that. And thing ran real good, but the crank couldn't quite handle it on the third season or something. Anyway, that says 720 on, it's really mostly a 70, but we had a bunch of 730 parts on it, and I already had this 70 over here. So I said, well, since it's a 70 and we built some with 730 parts, let's split the difference and call it a 720. Built that for my dad to run. And I ran it too sometimes, and had a right good time with that. That son of a gun I think we stroked it, had 513 cubic inches diesel. Not too many fellows back in was doing that. And we could put a hurting on some 800 cubic inch G's right handily, because it would pull in fourth gear, which in a 70 is faster by quite a bit than fifth gear in an actual 720. Yeah, we were pulling fourth gear handily in the 55. Made the front end support there. It's made out of a 50/20 frame from Buckshot. Over there, It's my first pulling tractor, Poppin' Johnny 2, John Deere Model R. Started pulling when I was 15 years old. And had some fun with that. Hurt some feelings. Made quite a few enemies. This here 4010, something it's calling the second-hand department, because almost everything on it was given to us from people who were in pulling, and the equipment was obsolete that they were running. Well, they just no longer wanted it. It was out of date, and they give it to us, and we put this thing together. And it, boys had, well, David ran it. He had fun with it a year, and I made them fenders in metal shop in high school. And David, Matthew, I guess, worked and made that roll cage. They are professional fabricators, professional mechanics, machinists. Matthew is an unbelievable machinist. And well, anyhow, that's a quick look. Like I say, later on we'll give you some. That's a balancing machine. We do engine balancing, and I do some turbocharger balancing too. And there's some other little interesting things we got around here. We got a diesel-powered motorcycle. You ain't see too many of them probably. Fellow in our antique tractor club had built that. He would go around to tractor shows, and he would, as you can see, he would kind of use it to tell people about Jesus. And it was a good conversation starter. Anyhow, and this is a beautiful Cushman engine we picked up at an estate sale for not a whole heap of money. And that's a good shot of that 1010. And got quite a bit of horsepower out of that rascal. Anyway, all right, this is like I say, later on you will be getting some in-depth videos, behind the scenes stuff of a lot of these pulling tractors and whatnot. So stay tuned. We'll catch you next time. See you. Hey, if you like this video and want to see some more of them, do me a favor, would you? It'd help me out a bunch. Look down the bottom, down yonder at that thumbs up thing, and hit that to show that you liked it. And subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share it. And if you could leave a good comment, if you got time, great. If you don't, I understand. But it helped me out a bunch if you do that kind of stuff. It's very encouraging. I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll get some more out for you if I see that there's some interest. Thank you again.